Another little public service reminder to remind you as a public service. We're on our Easter holiday schedule now for a couple of weeks. So if you normally watch both series, this one at 4 o'clock, home at 7 o'clock, yeah, you're not going to be able to today because there's not going to be a home at 7 o'clock. And there's also not going to be a Non-League to Legend tomorrow at 4 o'clock. For the next 2 weeks, we'll be rotating between the two series, 4 p.m. every weekday, 11 p.m. at weekends. So it's obviously Non-League to Legend today, home tomorrow. This series is back on Wednesday, and so on and so on. It'll be going on for a couple of weeks. We'll return to normal service after Easter. Just sorry that or no videos, really. Hello and welcome to Club 6 Part 22 Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're at home against Manchester City in the Champions League and also at home against in La Liga. Since you were last with me, it's been happy fun time. We obviously had the misery of the last episode, but we came out of it with a win against Barcelona and the proper emergence of Ramazan Korkmaz as a proper star. Not only did he get 2 goals in the Real Madrid game, he also got the goal that beat Barcelona. He then scored again in the Spanish Cup, the Copa del Rey, sorry. He then scored twice against Villarreal. He scored again against Lyon. He is looking like an absolutely wonderful signing. Already worth £35 million, considerably better than any other striker we've got at the club. He was a signing and a half for, £7 million I think we got him for. So much so. In fact, well, because of that, and because of an injury to Garcia, we actually have the emergence of a new hero in a new position as well, because Abraham is also scoring lots of goals in his new position. And at the moment, Garcia is not a first-choice player for us, because Abraham, playing as the inside forward on the left-hand side, 10 appearances, 6 goals, 7.27. He is an inside forward, it seems. So, at the moment, Garcia is not in the starting lineup. So, maybe I'm a buffoon. This is what the 2 league tables look like. So, La Liga, if it loads. La Liga. One more time. No, there we go. La Liga, 12 games in. We are second in the league, 3 points behind Real Madrid. And obviously, it's the 3 points that they took off us by beating us. But we do look like, for the first time, we are genuinely in a title race. And considering that's a Real Madrid team that have won the league the last 6 seasons in a row, to be just 3 points behind them isn't anything to necessarily be ashamed of. Hopefully, we'll be the team that breaks their ongoing monopoly. In the Champions League, going well. If we beat Manchester City in this game, we will qualify for the knockout rounds. If not, we'll have to do another game and try and qualify them. But we are top of the group, 4 games in, 9 points. Lyon and City both on 6, Leverkusen on 3. So, as groups of death often do, we look quite evenly matched, although Bayer Leverkusen, by their goal difference alone, showing that they're probably the team that everyone is beating. But I don't think we have to play them again now. I think or do we play them last? That'd be handy if we do. Oh, we do, but it's away from home. Okay, I think they've already beaten Manchester City at their place, so they're not an easy win. But hopefully we can get past City today and book our spot in the knockout rounds. That would be rather splendid. And this is the team we're going for. We're using our 4-3-3 variant of the system, with Markovic in goal, a back four of Calvillo, Sanya, Annan and Gravosti, with Moreno, O'Neill and Atz in midfield. We have made some tweaks to this from last season to get these two playing in natural positions as well, which I think has helped with this version of the system. And then our new look front 3 of Abraham, Korkmaz and Gould. I know those two are not playing in their preferred positions, but when you see how well they're playing, is that an issue, really? I mean, we could stick him up front and have Gould as... Why would we? This is working, and hopefully it will continue to work today. Garcia is fit again. He's sat on the bench, so if it doesn't look like it's working, Garcia can come on. But for now, Abraham is in form and in possession, so I would be a monster of a manager if I dropped Abraham just because Garcia has been good there for us in the past. Because Abraham has been just as good for us this season. So let's calmly... Calmly say, yeah. I mean, just remind him, look, we win this, we're in the knockout rounds. We don't want to be messing around going into the final match knowing we need a win away from home, or a draw away from home, presumably. I mean, we could even qualify today, could we? if Bayer beat Lyon. I think we've beaten Lyon twice, I think. Or have we? Don't try and do maths, Kev. Just try. I think the safest bet for me is probably to just try and win the game that we're currently playing. And if we do that, we know we qualify. Anything else, we'll let the mathematicians work out afterwards. Right. Abraham, ball over the top for Corkmaz to chase. Can't quite get there, but there is Gould, and that's what £70 million buys you. Gravosti heads it back to Gould. He gets another attempt at it. This time does get the crossover. It falls to O'Neill, and Paul O'Neill, first goal of the season, puts us 1-0 up against Manchester City. And what a goal it was. That was like the Paul O'Neill that we had a year ago when he really looked like a proper world-class midfielder. He had a bit of an iffy season last year, largely, I've heard, due to mismanagement and playing him out of position. He's been back playing in his natural role this season, or I guess playing in his natural role for the first time. In this system, he's a Mazzala. In the other system, he's actually our deep-lying playmaker and sitting much deeper, which is why he's not in the goals as much now. But he's maturing into a top-quality playmaker for us in that midfield. And clearly, when we ask him to go forward, as we are in this system, he can still do that. That's what I call a world-class midfielder. We've got 2 of them, arguably 3 of them. Things are looking good in our midfield. Right, let's calm down. Everybody calm down. And if you're wondering why I'm feeling a certain way that you don't know about, if you're wondering why I'm so excitable, I've just had. This is not a spoiler, is it? I'm ahead on this series. I've just had a very excitable home episode that I've recorded. If you're watching both series, you'll know which one it was by the clothes I'm wearing. Portal t-shirt, Sami Zayn hoodie. Corkmaz has just put us 2-0 up. 12th goal of the season for him. A lot of his goals are like this. He scores a lot of scrappy goals, but I don't care because he's scoring a lot of goals. He's playing as a pressing forward. He works hard. He presses a lot. He gets the reward for it. It could just be that he's getting a lot of luck and it's a run of form that won't last forever because he won't always be lucky. But I feel like he's making his own luck by how hard he works. And look at Abraham charging through. He plays it across to Gould. Gould with the cross back to Abraham, who can't. It was just a little bit over his head. And Manchester City now with the chance to break on us, and we need to snuff this out. Annan nods it down, probably should have headed it clear. Annan, by the way, has now made his debut for France, which seems weird. He's been at Tottenham for the last 4 years. He's 26 years old, not played for France, came to us immediately, French international. So I'm not really sure what was holding them back from picking him before, but they're certainly picking him now, and he's a very good defender. Annan plays it to Gould. Gould with the chance for the cross. There's Atz. It's just a little bit too long for Atz. Atz plays it all the way back to Annan, and that was, I guess it's one way to end a highlight. I mean, it was the best clearance Man City could have hoped for, really. And we go into half-time 2-0 up, and looking at it, Man City have got some very tired players. They're clearly not rotating and resting their team often enough, which I am making more of an effort to do. Right, let's calmly, not get complacent. Absolutely, that's what we want. No complacency. Let's just book our spot in the next round. Book our spot winning the group as things stand, because Bayer Leverkusen beating Lyon. So if everything finishes as it currently is, not only do we qualify today, we secure top spot as well, which I think will lead to us being seeded in the next round. That's how it works, isn't it? I know we were 4th seeds for the group stage, but I think that's then disregarded, and it's based on your performance in the groups. Someone will let me know down in the comments if I'm right there, but I think I am. Gould coming in from the right-hand side, beats his man, but then runs into another one, and the move is snuffed out there. Moreno, though, that's why he's in the team for the big games. And there's O'Neill playing it out to Abraham. Back to O'Neill. Look at how lovely. It's lovely watching us keep possession like this. Calvillo with the cross. Corkmaz is brought down, and we have a penalty. Atz with the opportunity to put us 3-0 up just after half-time. Can he convert the penalty? No, he can't. I mean, it was saved and also looked like it was probably going to go wide even if it wasn't. We've won a corner. Corkmaz to take, and I mean, the keeper flapped at it, but because our only striker was taking the corner, we didn't have a striker challenging the keeper like we normally would. So I think if we are going to have him taking corners, we probably need to swap his positioning, not position on like in the normal tactic, but get Abraham doing what we'd normally have a striker doing in the corners. And usually I have my strikers challenging the keeper at corners. So We probably need to tell Abraham to do that, when in actual fact Abraham is probably hovering outside the area, because I set the set piece instructions up with Garcia at 5'1" as the... So yeah, he's probably stood about here. We need to make some changes. I'm not going to do it now because they won't save in place, but we'll make some changes soon. Can Amador play on the right wing? He's an accomplished right winger. Well, there you go then. Gould can come off. Amador can come on. There's been an argument for getting Garcia trained to play on the right wing, and it's one I quite like the sound of. Get him cutting inside from the left-hand side, getting inside forward on both sides. The only thing is, we've just spent £70 million on a right winger. Do we need to train someone else to play there? Abraham's picked up a knock. We're just going to take him off straight away. Garcia can come on. That's a nice substitution to be able to make. I'm tempted to tell him to be a winger and get Amador cutting inside, because he's more natural. He's an attacking midfielder anyway, so it's more natural for him to be the one cutting inside, and it gives Garcia an opportunity to play as a winger, which he doesn't get to do very often. But get him in his most natural position, let him show off. That's what we've done with O'Neill, and it's worked wonders with him. So maybe we're holding Garcia back by insisting. I want at least one inside forward in the team, and obviously I'm going to play Gould because I spent all that money on him. So on that basis, Abraham's probably a better inside forward than Garcia, but Garcia is a much better winger than Abraham is. So I like the fact we've got options in different positions. Best transfer window I've ever done. I know a lot of you thought it was mad, but you can't argue that it's working. We're not guaranteed for topping the group because Lyon have come back to beat Leverkusen in the end, so they're now knocked out. Man City play Lyon in the last game, knowing they need to beat them to qualify. So let's, I am very pleased. I don't want to get too overexcited, but we have qualified from our group, and hopefully we'll wrap up finishing top of the group in the next match. But now our focus goes back to La Liga, and we play bunch of changes for the game then, and we've gone back to the 4-2-3-1. Ryback is back from his little holiday that we had to send him on because he's young and had played too many games and was tired, so he had a little holiday, but he's now back, so he can come back into the team. Gravosti has now gone on a little holiday because he was tired, so he's getting a week's holiday. So Sanya comes into the back four and now moves over to right back. Moreno drops down to the bench, so Amador can come into the starting 11 to play in behind Korkmaz, and Garcia comes into the team on the left-hand side of midfield because Abraham got injured in the last game, so he is now on the bench. Interestingly, two of the best young strikers in the world are playing in this match. We've just had the shortlist for the World Under-21 Player of the Year, and two of the players on there were Korkmaz and Laurenti. I think he's a 19-year-old striker for Valladolid. I don't want to show you him before the match because it will guarantee he scores, but he's probably going to score anyway. Let's go out there and carry on what we did in our last match. So it's a battle of two of the world's top young players, the two best young strikers in the world. I'm glad we've got one of them. That's a stroke of luck. I don't know what Leipzig were thinking, never giving him a game. It doesn't make any sense at all. But their loss is absolutely our gain. And let's see who's better out of the two of them today. Hopefully it's going to be Korkmaz, and he can score 10 goals, and Laurenti will then be so upset that all he wants to do is come and sign for us because we are scouting him after getting that shortlist. Real Madrid are already interested because they like to spoil everybody's fun, but he's valued at £12 million at the moment. We don't have £12 million, but you know, they might want to take Haynes from us, who's like our third choice right winger. He's a bit of a wonder kid as well. We don't need him though. So we'll take another wonder kid striker for our third choice right winger. We've got a lovely squad here at Sevilla. I am enjoying life. The only problem is we'll probably lose now. Now I'm getting too excited. Sanya, head's clear, not very far, and there he is, Santi Laurenti, 7th goal of the season, puts Valladolid 1-0 up. And I suspect he'll be leaving them in January. There does seem to be a lot of interest in him. So I just hope we can find a way to get the cash together to make an offer. Obviously, on the Never Never, Markovic is well out of position there. My word. But I would very much like to bring him to Sevilla. Gomez, I'm getting closer and closer to getting Gomez into the team. Every time Markovic does something where he looks a bit useless, I think we have got a very good young goalkeeper on the bench. We could bring him into the team. Right, let's No, let's be aggressive. Where's your passion? Oh, look at that. They got passion coming out their ear holes now. Right, O'Neill, back to Sanya. It's just the kickoff highlight. Don't commentate on it, Kev. Right, let's look at the state of these stats, and we're 1-0 down just because they've got a better young striker than we have. We need Korkmaz to show that that's not the case. O'Neill to Atz. Atz plays it out to Ryback, who's trying to feed Korkmaz more. Never mind. Atz. I thought that would... thought that had gone in. It didn't. And now Valladolid. I know you all keep telling me how to say it. I can't make my mouth make the shapes that I need to make those words. This team, who we shouldn't play in a video again, are still ahead. Gould fires it. So why is Llorente all the way back there? See, he's everywhere. He's a good striker, isn't he? He's a good player. We should probably try and sign him. Ryback plays it forward to Garcia. Garcia into Amador. We've not seen much of Amador today. Atz plays in Gould. Gould just over. And we're going to need to make a change soon. Have we got Lorenzo on the bench? We haven't. I think he's injured at the moment, actually. It would have been nice to bring him on because Amador's not really been with it. Ryback, though, plays it into O'Neill to Amador. Atz pushing forward again, getting into a shooting position again. It goes wide. Let's show some passion. We'll have 10 minutes of passion. We've had 23 shots, but only 9 of them have been on target. I imagine 15 of them have been Atz firing high and wide from the edge of the area. Right, Korkmaz. That hasn't gone well for him today, has it? Proving that he's the best young striker in the world. He can come off. We're going to bring Moreno on for O'Neill. And that will do for now. We're trying to teach Moreno to be a midfielder. That's what that change is all about. There is Moreno, and it's just over from him. Another shot. Perhaps we should get work ball into the box on. A mid-match tactical change. What? Let's work ball into the box for the last 20 minutes. And I've identified an issue. Are we going to be able to fix the issue in 20 minutes? Let's get creative as well. I just want them to stop shooting from range if they're going to keep missing. They don't normally miss as wildly as they are today. Fresedo can come on for Atz as our final change. And we need to go more attacking. This is a poor result. Show some passion. This is a Champions League hangover if ever I saw one. This is poor. And that means both of our defeats now have been straight after Manchester City games, I think, which is interesting. We play a big game in the Champions League, put in a great performance, and then go on and lose the next game. Talking of squad numbers, by the way, I've just noticed Annan. I've not noticed his squad number before. I know you all get upset about Markovic wearing number 2, but he's a centre-back wearing number 11. That's just as bad, isn't it, really? I love the fact that our squad numbers are insane. Valentini, no, nothing. I'm going to check. He is wearing number 11, isn't he? And right, we'll have a look at Llorente now. Man of the match and a goal. 19 years old. I mean, it'd be nice. We'd like to sign him. I just don't think we're going to be able to. We're still scouting, and this is the scout report at the moment. Not quite as good as Korkmaz, apparently. Should we try and do how do you do the comparison? Compare with Korkmaz. So these are the 2 best young strikers in the world. I mean, they're very similar. Be nice to imagine having that as a strike partnership for the next 10 years. I think we'd win some things. I'll try and make it happen. For now, I'm very angry with what I've just seen. Wasn't good enough. Perhaps we'll just win the Champions League this year and not worry about La Liga and end the series there. Right, when are we coming back? We don't need to look at another Champions League game now because we've already qualified. We've got the winter break coming up as well. So, in actual fact, if we do like 6 La Liga games, it takes us to mid-January. So, in fact, Atletico Madrid, that looks like a sensible one to come back for. First game back after... I mean, why are we even playing a friendly when it's such a short Christmas break? We'll do Atletico Madrid and Las Palmas because then we'll be able to make an offer for Llorente. We've got no money. I don't know why I'm even talking about it. We'll be able to make an offer for Llorente and try and beat Atletico Madrid. So that'll be Wednesday's episode. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.